Geico presents sharing versus oversharing. Today, Bridget Griffin shared a video of her daily yoga routine, 2 self-help articles, and her new blog called Build Your Inner Bridge with Bridge. Girl, your sharing has turned into oversharing. No worries, Bridge. Geico has some info worth sharing with your 7 blog followers, like how you could save money on your car insurance, update your policy, and report a claim just by visiting geico.com. How's that for building your inner bridge? Bridge? Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hi, I'm Stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is
Not Your Demographic,
a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist. This one? Because it's a vaporizer and not a bowl. I don't need a lighter for it.
I feel you usually bring other stuff though.
Yeah, this was just the most convenient. I just cleaned it, so it was like ready to go.
I just cleaned my cat box, so that's very similar.
Yeah, that's like basically the same thing, I think. Yeah, pretty sure.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about cat poop and pot.
Congratulations, listeners.
Well, last week it was acid in a 3-way, and this week it's cat shit and pot, so...
Yep. There you go. Mixed bag. Every week you're going to get something different.
It's just a mixed bag. How are you?
I'm okay. My allergies are fucking killing me.
Yeah, I'm getting attacked by kid diseases right now.
Yeah, so it's might be a little low energy this week, gang.
Well, we'll get up there. We'll do it. We got this.
I took a bunch of Benadryl at work today because I'm really congested, and I know it's my allergies, and the only thing that can clear up my congestion and treat my allergy symptoms is all drowsy shit. So I took a lot of Benadryl at work and was just like nodding off at my desk.
I'm sure the pot helps.
By the time I'm at work, I'm not stoned, and I don't smoke while I'm at work.
Since when?
Since I work in an office.
Yeah, but don't you smoke before you go?
Yeah, I smoke before I go, but I have an hour-long commute. I don't smoke a big-ass bong before I go to work.
I don't know how pot works. I don't do drugs. I just like to get drunk.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. How are you?
I'm okay. I am like a mixed bag personally right now. Like last week I got really good news that I got this amazing new job that is like perfect. But now I'm in like the waiting period. Like I put in my 2 weeks at this preschool, so now it's just like every day like going to this fucking awful preschool. Yeah. It's the worst. Oh, here's a funny story. They're doing a tour for like a new family, and the wife comes in, and I'm like, God, she looks so familiar. She looks so familiar, but whatever. And then the husband comes in, and I was like, oh, this is my nail technician. Because the guy that does my nails, he owns both places, and he's like the manager, and he does the best. I have very like fancy nails.
They're very
He
nice.
does the best job, so I always go to him, and I was like, oh, hi. And she was like, I thought you looked familiar. And I was like, yep, here are my nails. Which is so funny, because when she walked in, I was like, those are sweet nails.
Well, you know what?
Oh, yeah. Your husband owns very nice nail salons.
Yep, that's funny.
So I'm not looking forward to if they do send their kid there and then I go get my nails done and they're like, oh, so you work there? I'm like, well, no, I don't work there. Oh, how's the school? Ooh. Not good. Please fill my nails. I'll tip you extra if we don't have to talk about that school. They're really nice people though, so. And their kid was really cute. It was just like a weird like, oh, hello.
Yeah, parts of your life colliding.
But I got a new job, which is very exciting. That starts in a week and a half, so
it's
terrifying
exciting.
Because it's one of those like make it or break it jobs. Like we just created this position, you have to make this position valuable for us, which is like exciting because you kind of get to figure it out on your own, but also like terrifying.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Pressure, but exciting.
Oh, that's it. Very exciting. Yay!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I am so happy to not be around kids anymore. I like kids. I just don't want to. I don't want to be around them anymore for
Absolutely
a while.
not. No.
I did have a moment where I was like, "Oh, this is for real. Like, I'm done working with kids." Because I've worked with kids for so long. I'm so used to being like around them all the time that it's like, "Oh, yeah, I am done." Until maybe when I choose to have kids, I'm done being around kids. That is weird.
Yeah, until your friends start having kids. But that's different.
It's different.
Like that. Like you actually give a shit about those children.
I give a shit about these kids.
No. I mean, like, if they do something dumb and fall down, you're both concerned and also like you kind of earned that. With the kids at the daycare, you're like, all right, well.
Yeah, yes and no. Sometimes they just fall down and actually hurt themselves.
Well, yeah, no, I know that. It's just different. You have like a different kind of connection with your friends' kids because you love your friends, and so you.
There are a couple kids though that already you like bond to kids. And
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
Oh,
Well, I worked in a daycare and I was a nanny for a while.
when did you work in a daycare? This is daycare podcast now. When did you work in a daycare?
I worked in a daycare.
Not in Chicago.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I worked in the daycare at the LA Fitness in Evanston. Yeah, it was a really weird time in my life.
Well, working in a fitness daycare is
it's the worst
the
experience.
worst. I've never done it, but I've heard it.
So you know how...
Because you don't, like, you... At a school, like, I know this person comes on this day. I know their schedule. I know what they're like. You're just getting random kids.
Yeah, and there are a bunch of regulars, though.
Right.
But I've always said that if hell is your worst experience that day lived over and over, I would go to that daycare and I would walk out the door and I would immediately turn around and come in. And that would be my eternal hell. Seriously, it was the worst job I've ever had.
You worked at Chipotle for like 6 years.
For 4 years, yep, I worked at Chipotle, which was a soul-sucking job, and then I worked at Barnes & Noble, which was also sort of a soul-sucking job, which sucked, because I actually really like Barnes & Noble, and was like, oh man, I had a terrible manager. But I wound up working at this LA Fitness daycare for like 3 months, and the guy who hired...
like $10 an hour?
I don't even know if it was $10 an hour, like $9.50 maybe. Yeah, fucking absolutely dirt nothing. And I had to be there at like 8 in the morning and then go to my second job afterwards. It was a fucking literal nightmare. But the guy that hired me was really cool, and then after he got fired, the woman that took over was a monster. She literally, not an exaggeration, fired one of my coworkers because she was pregnant, which is illegal, but she did anyway, knowing that I'm pretty sure that she
wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, I think that she might have been worried about her citizenship status, and so she was like, see you later, bitch, and just fired her because she knew that she couldn't take her to court.
Awful.
Like, yeah, she was a horrible, horrible human being. The only job I've ever quit with, I just never showed up again. I texted her to tell her that I was quitting, and apparently she never got it, because my roommate also worked there. She was like, yeah, what happened? And I was like, oh, I'm done. I'm never going back.
Garbage.
It was garbage.
Well...
Yeah, well, congratulations for no longer working with
yes,
children.
I'm glad that I didn't work in that situation, and I'm happy to not work with kids anymore. What wrestling shirt are you wearing?
I am wearing my new Go-Go Hideo shirt. I really like it. I've liked this design for a really long time.
It's nice.
Yeah, I like it a lot. And I really miss Hideo.
I miss him too.
He's been gone for like a year.
Yeah.
It's bananas. And he keeps hinting that he's coming back soon. And I'm like, please, come back anytime. Anytime now would be great. Like, I'm really excited to see him again. But this shirt is the only time that I've ever seen a design on WWE Shop where the woman's cut was on sale and the men's was not. So I was like, obviously I have to buy this. Like, this is
That's how that works. You have to buy
the one and only time that it's priced favorably towards women. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm obviously going to buy this shirt. So... And you are not wearing a wrestling shirt?
I am not, but I wore one yesterday. I performed at my friend's fundraiser. Her and 2 other women are starting a female-run, female-centric theater company called The Jades.
Cool.
If you're in Chicago, check it out. But they had a fundraiser and like a silent auction. I did a performance there, and I wore my This Is My House page shirt. Mm-hmm. I wore it with my Doc Martens and a skirt and like my leather jacket. And as I was walking into the Holiday Club, I hear this cat call, "Hey, baby, I know what to do with freaks. Why don't you come on over here?" Literal wolf whistle. Like, phew, phew. I can't even do it. And I was like, I was running late, so I was like, I'm just going to ignore it and walk in. But I was like, what a terrible cat call. "Hey, baby, I know what to do with freaks." It's like, I don't even look. I'm wearing like a pretty long, kind of, not Mormon-y, but like, I'm not like sexy skirt.
Yeah.
Doc Martens. And I mean, I guess my makeup and hair was done, but like still. I guess
Gross.
If you wear a page shirt, you better get ready for that Freaks and Geeks cat call. So I'm not wearing one now because I'm wearing my dumb children's lighthouse uniform. I doubt that wouldn't it be funny if like one of the parents is like really into wrestling? They're like, "Oh, I love this podcast." I'm like, "I fucking hate the school your kids go to."
Well, at least they'll get an honest opinion.
Yeah, I don't like it. I do not like being there. Do you want to talk about wrestling?
Let's get into some news first.
Oh, yeah, but that's talking about wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Well, then, yeah, let's talk about wrestling.
Segue. Ew. Bella.
I know that the mic was turned off, so wait me.
News. Haven't done that in a while.
That's right. Okay, so last week, when we were recording, basically, Balls Mahoney passed away. That's why we did not talk about it last week, because it happened while we were recording. Do you know much about Balls Mahoney?
Kind of. I know that he was an ECW wrestler, that he was one of those wrestlers that took a lot of scary shots and was kind of like lovingly always kind of a mess. Like,
yes.
People talked about him, his friends and stuff talked about him, and like, oh yeah, Balls Mahoney, we'll make jokes at his expense because he's like a crazy guy. But like, there was love there, but like, he was known as to being kind of like unstable and nuts.
Yes, exactly. Like, his thing was that he carried a chair around with him and would just crack people in the face with it. Like, his finisher was hitting you so hard in the face that it dented the chair. Like, that's kind of his whole thing. And he was only 44 when he died.
What?
Yeah. So his tag team partner, Axel Rotten, also died very recently.
Right.
Also very young. Wrestled the same style that he did. Like, it's weird now to see these guys who took these like really insane risks in ECW, like, they're not old and they like have started to drop off, and it's scary and it's sad, but like I think people are at least aware of it and are like, I need to make sure that I look out and like try to stay healthy. But yeah, so I'm sad about Balls Mahoney, but
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Other news, on a wonderful note, Total Bellas is a thing.
I'm kind of excited
yeah,
about
you
it.
are.
I'm kind of excited
Yes,
about
you
it.
are.
Yeah, I am. I'm kind of excited about it. I don't understand how I went from not watching Total Divas to somehow needing to watch both Total Divas and Total Bellas. Like, what the fuck?
It's entertaining as hell.
They are really entertaining. Oh, man.
I wore a Brie Mode bracelet to my job interview, and I think that's probably why I got it.
Oh, definitely. They know that you know how to live life.
They were like, oh, Brie Mode. She's drunk all the time. Hire her.
Right? She knows how to party.
I am weirdly excited about it. It's going to be Nikki and John, but like, John's an actual character. So Nikki and John, Brie and Daniel, John Laurinaitis and Mama Bella, and then their brother and his wife, who like they've made like appearances on the show.
I've seen them a couple of times. So.
Also, like he was in a segment when they were doing the "I wish you died in the womb" that whole thing. Mm-hmm. I'm the victim here. Remember all that? I like that I can simultaneously make fun of and kind of despise the Bellas and also like love them.
Yeah. I think that the Bellas...
The turnaround of this podcast is from the beginning us being like, fuck Nikki, fuck Brie, fuck the Bellas, to like, I miss the Bellas. I mean, I don't really miss them. I don't miss Brie in the ring. I do kind of miss Nikki in the ring. I'm excited to see where she fits if she comes back. Mm-hmm. They're fascinating television personalities.
Absolutely. They're really good personalities, and I think... Before it was harder because we talk about this all the time about the way that the personality mixes in with the wrestling and how like the show determines what happens on Raw so much later. But I feel like because they start to split apart so much, I'm enjoying it a lot more, and so I like have accepted that I like them as their personalities, and I think that they're fascinating
Just accept
people.
It. Total Divas is life.
Whatever. I'm just here for Renee and Dean. Let's get real.
I'm here for Maurice and Miz.
Okay. Well, that's unsurprising.
That's what I'm here for. Always here for Naomi as well.
Oh, yeah.
Whew. Kick her off, bring her back. Just leave her on.
Yep.
We clearly like her.
Absolutely. We need some sanity.
Yeah. We need
it's really important.
Speaking of insane, TNA might be bought by the Harris brothers.
Yeah, Harris Twins, Harris Brothers. I think they've got.
I don't know tons about them, but I know that they have questionable politics.
Yeah. Yes, they do. It sounds like that's a thing that happened or is happening.
Questionable politics being that they are like neo-Nazis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's exactly. At least one of them has a swastika tattoo. So that kind of.
I
politics.
don't know how like you can hire Billy Corgan to be your executive producer or whatever, who's like, we want to bring in more like interesting, open-minded storylines, and then be like, we will take money from Nazis.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, desperate times. I feel really conflicted like watching it. Like this last couple weeks have been very good.
Yeah, it's weird because like I like the wrestlers who are there and I want them to do well, and I think some of the storylines that are being told are really compelling and the wrestling is good, but yeah, I don't know about. I mean, I already don't really give money to TNA because I download it illegally because I don't have that channel.
Yeah, I watch it.
It's I don't know. Yeah, That's very troubling.
I don't buy anything in their shop because they have terrible designs.
Yeah.
They need a new graphic designer.
Fierce. Something fierce.
I wanted an Austin Aries shirt so much, but I was just like, I can't. And then the moment he got one in WWE shop, I was like, this is a dope shirt. I want it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know. I guess I'll stick around until they figure out what's going on. I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently that their company is the one that has been
funding the latest tapings.
Right, and has been...
Was Pop not giving them money anymore?
I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on, but the report that I read today said that Dixie and TNA owed the company that the Harris twins own money, I assume because of them paying for TV tapings or whatever, and if TNA cannot pay them back, then they'll have a court case for having majority shareholder in the company, which is what Dixie doesn't want and has been fighting all this time.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's gonna be weird. We'll see.
It is gonna be weird. Also weird, Adam Rose and Connor have been given 60 days for doing drugs.
Yep. We don't know what kind of drugs.
Lots of people think it's steroids. You think it's pot.
I think it's pot, guys. Because have you looked at Adam Rose? Like, he does not look like he takes a lot of steroids. He does look like he smokes a lot of pot, though. So, and it's both of their second violations. Connor's first violation was 10 years ago. They have no grace period. If you fuck up 3 times over your entire career, that's it. You're gone. You're fired.
Which one is Connor?
He's
the skinny one or the big one?
The bald one.
Ah, the big one.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Again, we've talked about my inability to tell any tag teams apart.
He was the one that had the broken jaw.
Yeah, I know, the big one.
Yeah. Yes.
I got it. I know that they don't look the same. I just don't know whose name belongs to who.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, so they have both been suspended for 60 days. I have a feeling Adam Rose is probably going to get released after this.
I feel like he's on his way out.
Yeah,
I feel bad because I know that he has like a complicated like family situation, but I don't know. He's not doing anything complicated.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'll see.
We will see.
They like wrote him out of Social Outcast super easy.
Yeah, they were like, oh, there's 3 other kind of useless people. We'll just focus on them.
Yeah.
Apollo Crews, please punch these people in the face.
Yep. Also,
we
did not talk about this before, so this is maybe new news for you. Did you hear that Conor McGregor retired from MMA?
No.
Yeah. Fucking out of nowhere.
He was
today.
just like, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. By the time this podcast comes out, this probably won't be a scoop anymore, so I don't feel bad talking about this. But right now, at this moment, this is something that I know through a source that I can't name.
That if anybody had half of a brain, they would figure it out.
Sort of, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, through that, yes. Conor McGregor told Dana White that he wanted $10 million just to show up for the fight for UFC 200. Which is this, like, Dana White's trying to make it out to be this, like, big, extravagant...
The WrestleMania of MMA.
Basically, yes. Like, this is the biggest one we'll ever have until the next one.
Until the next one, which then will have 1 million people in attendance.
Right, exactly. 1 billion people were at WrestleMania 32. So, Conor McGregor said he wanted $10 million just to show up. And, like, if you get the fight of the night, if you get the knockout of the night, you get, like, bonuses for that, too.
Right.
If you win, you get a win bonus, too. So, just like his initial purse, he wanted $10 million. And the UFC was like, no, we're not going to pay you that. And Conor McGregor was like, all right.
I retire.
That's exactly right. He just tweeted it. And he was like, guess I'm going to retire young. Bye, guys. Like, and I texted Michael and I was like, what's this? What is this real? And he was like, I don't know what's going on. And then by the time I got home, he was like,
it's real.
I think this is real. So yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling he will fight for them again. I feel like this might be a negotiation tactic, but I feel like Dana White is just in a closet
Pretty
crying
baller
somewhere.
Negotiation.
They like.
That's a hard word to say. Tactic.
Yes. So everybody shortens words. Obs.
Speaking is hard.
Yeah, speaking is hard. So, I don't know, UFC hasn't, like, released a statement as of right now while we're recording, but they did remove him from the fight card for UFC 200, so it looks like it's legit. So, I don't know. I'm, like, interested to see what happens. Apparently, a bunch of people think that he's going to WWE. I do not think
I don't think
that's going to happen. I mean, maybe he would do some kind of Ken Shamrocky thing, but if he's dropping his contract at the UFC for retirement, that just freezes his contract. So, I have a feeling there's probably a clause that says he cannot go to WWE.
Right.
So, I mean, we'll see about that. But yeah,
weird.
I know, right? It, like, totally out of nowhere, like, height of what should be his prime. He's still the champion in his actual weight class. Yeah. So, I don't know, we'll see.
What a baller move. I don't watch MMA, and I always am terrified of him from the photos that I see, but respect.
Yeah, right?
You keep dreaming on the stars above.
still.
goodbye.
No, I was in the bathroom when you left.
Oh.
So
I
I
totally
can-
Irish goodbye to you.
Yeah, you did, and I came out and I was like, what's going on? And Bobby was talking about how he's going to watch wrestling all day on Saturday, and I was like,
Oh, he did invite me. That's fair. I did have to work.
oh, yeah, so
Stop stealing my friends.
I'll do whatever I want. Thank you very much.
Rude. Okay, people don't know what we're talking about. You watched WrestleCon on
Yes,
Saturday.
I did watch WrestleCon on Saturday. I watched, I think, everything except the last match because I had to go meet some people for dinner. But it was really good. It's, if you don't know, it's like the WrestleMania of the indie promotions. All the indie promotions come together and
I didn't
have
know that
matches.
they did a show, which is a naive of me. I thought it was just like a convention where it's like, hey, come meet,
Well, there's
Joe Schmo.
Well, there's that, and then there's also each, like, different companies do shows each night, and then, like, the big one is the WrestleCon that they do, I think, the day of WrestleMania, maybe?
But, like, during the day.
I'm not sure. I don't know exactly when it is.
Okay.
I just know that it was during that weekend. We watched... sorry, I, like, totally lost my train of thought. I started thinking about how handsome Zack Sabre Jr. is. I was like, oh, fuck, I don't have thoughts in my head.
Blinded by beauty.
Oh, God, he's so good looking.
He is good looking.
There were a lot of really good matches. There were a shitload of Lucha people. Like, basically the whole cast of Lucha was, like, scattered throughout. But some of them were wrestling, like, Cage was as Brian Cage, as
Right.
not the Machine. And,
I am a machine. Yes, we get it.
and Killshot was there without his mask. It was a lot of people
Killshot,
wrestling.
who is... Oh, I looked it up. His name starts with an S. Not Shazam. That's wrong.
No, that's different.
But I looked him up because I was like, what does Killshot look... When I was watching Lucha
Yeah.
this week, I was like, what does he look like without a mask?
Yeah, I saw him wrestle in that. He's really good. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's grown on me a lot.
Yeah. I liked him in the first season. He's one of the only things I remember about the first season, which is
Because
super
you watched
weird.
it in a fever dream.
Because I watched it in a fever dream. I have a question for you.
Shane
once we get to
Strickland.
that.
I
Yes,
knew it was
that's what it
S's.
was. I think my favorite match, though, was the Will Ospreay. Not Matt Ospreay. Will Ospreay had the match with Kushida. I keep getting his first name wrong. It's Will. Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay.
Had a match with the villain. Oh my god, what's the rest of his name? The villain, something Strickland. No, I don't remember. Fuck, I'm gonna have to look it up. Anyway, Will Ospreay had a fucking great match.
Aaron did not take notes.
No, I didn't take notes. I was too busy watching. And I also, like, didn't think about it until I was, like, halfway through, like, oh, fuck, I should really be taking notes on this.
I know,
I was
whatever.
just, like, so excited.
We're not reporters. We're fans.
Yeah, that's
who
true.
make you listen to things.
I mean, you choose to listen
That's
to
true.
this
You
fucking
choose.
hot
You
mess.
choose to do this.
This hot mess. But yeah, the Will Ospreay match was really good. Apparently they've been fighting overseas for ages. And
Oh, cool.
have had a bunch of sick matches, and WrestleCon was the first time that they had wrestled in North America. And it was a fucking amazing match. I like Ospreay a lot. He's only fucking 22, and he...
God, these 22-year-old like wrestlers just killing it.
I know, it's incredible. It's so cool. Zack Sabre Jr. was in a tag match against Ricochet, and so they had like a segment together, which was
Nice.
sick. It was so good. Colt Cabana was there. He wrestled and was funny and was handsome as usual. He had a beard, all the good things that I like.
All the things I like about Colt Cabana.
They all
He's
existed.
handsome, he's got a beard, he's a good wrestler, he's funny, total package.
All
Colt
these
Cabana.
things. But yeah, it was a really good show. Sami Callihan and Pentagon Jr. opened the show. They were the first
Cool.
match. Yeah, it was like a really weird thing to watch. Apparently they have wrestled for AAW before. I was like,
Yeah.
How is that show? How is AAW so legit? I don't
know.
I
They
don't
must
understand.
pay a lot.
Yeah, it must be a good payday. 'Cause
I
they
don't
just
know
get,
how though. Like the tickets are not expensive, and
That's what I'm saying.
they do get sponsors.
Oh,
The last show that we were at was sponsored by Reckless.
Oh, okay.
So
That could be it. But oh man, yeah, it was bananas. But yeah, the whole show was good. I really enjoyed it. There was so much good stuff that I'm like overwhelmed and like I don't know, all of it was good and the things it was great. It was weird because I also didn't really realize that there was like a big show. And it is awesome.
any ladies?
Yeah, there was Tessa Blanchard. I watched WrestleCon before I watched
Okay.
NXT, so by the time I watched NXT, I was like, oh hey, I just watched
Tessa.
wrestle. I can't remember who she was wrestling. Their match was good, but it was kind of short. It
Yeah.
ended very abruptly.
Okay.
So that I do remember that. So I was like, oh, it's over. Oh, okay.
We're done. And we're done.
Oh, okay. And Jessica Havoc was on the Joey Ryan versus Jeff Jarrett 10-man tag team.
Okay.
Because Candice LeRae was on Joey's side and
Right.
Jessica Havoc was on Jeff Jarrett's. That match was really good too. Jeff Jarrett's entrance took about 25 fucking
Yeah.
minutes.
He loves to jerk himself off.
It was, I mean, it's good heel heat, but at the same time, it's like, okay, like, I'm done with this. This is past the point of being good, and now, like, oh my god, you're so obnoxious. His wife is so obnoxious, too.
The worst.
That's the worst.
The worst. Because when they had their crossover with TNA, I was just like, like, girl power or whatever, but please just, like, stop.
Yeah,
Both of you
bad.
just stop.
It's so
Just
bad.
stop.
Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, the whole thing was really good.
Cool.
So-
I'll have to check it out. Maybe, like, that can be a new tradition that we do, like, a WrestleCon podcast, too.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good way to, like, get eyes on new stuff that we haven't seen before.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I watched that and was like, I need to start watching Progress Wrestling. Like,
Yeah,
straight
because
up.
you have time to do that.
Yeah, I totally do. Over the summer I will. I gotta watch Shakara.
Yeah, we have Shakara to watch. We got other
Shimmer
stuff
has
to watch.
tapings in Chicago in
Oh, yeah. Do you want to
June.
go to that? June 24th and 25th.
Yes.
They're at Logan Square Auditorium.
Oh, really? I
We
didn't
should
realize
get
that's...
tickets.
Yeah, we should get tickets to that.
Yeah. I don't know my new work schedule, but we should get tickets.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
I watched TNA. You did not.
No, I did not.
TNA was really good. The thing that I was thinking about when I was watching it, the thing that I'm digging about TNA, which I don't know if it's because their roster is smaller or because it's pre-taped or because it's shorter, but like it seems like every match, even if I'm not emotionally invested in it, it has like a legitimate storyline. It's not just like an Apollo Crews versus the Social Outcast, just
Like a throwaway
it's
story.
a throwaway thing. Like this isn't a real story. We're just getting these people a paycheck, so we're throwing them on the show. And you guys, we want to pop for Apollo, which is fine.
Yeah.
But like, it's cool to watch a show where every match is setting up for something or is like legitimate.
Yeah, that's legit.
That's cool. I don't know. So it opens with Jeff Hardy. Oh, well, opens with Matt Hardy and the Matt Hardy brand. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All coming out and Matt Hardy being like, Jeff Hardy is ruining my name and blah, blah, blah. And then Jeff comes out and is like, hey, you're a tool. And then Matt is like, I want you to give up your name. Like, I don't want you to be a Hardy anymore. You're besmirching the name Hardy. I am the one true Hardy. You can be the creature, which I thought was really funny. You can be the creature, okay?
All right, fair.
And Jeff was always obviously like, no thanks, bro.
Yeah, fuck yourself.
This week, so tonight, they are having a one-on-one match. And if Jeff, sorry. So they set up at top that they're going to have a one-on-one match tonight. But before that, they're going to have a tag team match for the stipulation. So if Jeff wins, it's going to be full Metal Mayhem. And if Matt wins, it's going to be an I Quit match.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So fast forward to the end. It's Jeff Hardy versus Jeff Hardy and Drew Galloway versus Tyrus and Matt Hardy. And because Rebby gives Matt Hardy the hammer, they win. So tonight, it's going to be an I Quit match.
Oh, okay.
It was a good tag team. It was really fun to see Drew Galloway and Jeff Hardy work together as like doing Hardy Boy moves.
Yeah, weird.
But it was fun. It was like that part was fun, and like the dirty shenanigans was fun. It was like a solid tag match, a good main event, and like a cool way to set up the I Quit match, which I don't know how that's gonna end.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think Jeff might lose and then come back as the Willow. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Ooh, all right.
I don't know.
That's kind of cool. I like that idea.
Yeah, because they've been like hinting that the Willow is coming back, so that's my guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Matt Hardy was like on fire though. Like when he was like yelling at Jeff and getting in his face, his face turned like red. He looked like a little tomato. But it was like, I've never loved Matt Hardy promos, but like him as a heel in this capacity works really well.
He's so good at it.
He's really good at it, and like you love to hate him. He's really good at it. And Jeff is doing his thing. He's like creatures, whatever.
Yeah.
It works. But it was just like shockingly good. I don't know. It was cool. It was like a cool bookend, and I like things like that. And WWE does it too, where they have the stuff up top that sets up the main event. But that's just like a cool bookend that I like. There was a fatal 4-way for the tag titles. Beer Money won. It was all of the tag teams that they have, all 4 of them.
Are there really only 4 left?
I think so. I think it's the Bromans and the Decay and Beer Money and another one.
Ooh.
That's in there. That also lost. Man, I'm really missing a tag team, aren't I? Woo! I don't know. They won. The Beer Money won.
All right.
The best part, it was a fine match. It wasn't like anything to write home about, but Bram and EY. That's who the other tag team is.
Oh, okay.
It was a fine match. It was good. Everyone hit their spots. The Boozer Cruiser has a little camera on it now, so that's
I saw that actually.
that's fun. I don't really know what's going on because we all know that Bobby Roode signed with WWE, so like I don't really know how Beer Money's gonna end their reign, especially with the Wolves split up right now, which they're doing a good job with that because Eddie Edwards and Shane Helms are kind of like setting up a one-on-one thing, which is good that you're keeping Eddie Edwards active while Davey Richards is out with an injury.
Right.
But it's not like, oh, what do I do in this tag division? Like, it's good the way that they're doing it. I really like that.
Cool.
There was so Maria Kanellis and Jade had like a meeting in the ring where Maria was like, I won you that title, so give me it. She was like, you know what you want to do. You want to give me that title. And Jade was like, I just really don't. So Maria was like, you want to give me that title? And Jade was like, no, I want to punch you a little bit. And then all of the knockouts came out. Like, the Dollhouse came out first and was like, oh, we're a family, and hope that title is worth like sacrificing her family. Gail Kim came out and was like, Maria, please shut up. Maria just did her like crazy smile, which I love. And then the Beautiful People came out, and Velvet Sky for the first time ever like cut a promo that I was like, I'm enjoying this. She even had like a funny bit, like Madison Rayne took the mic and was like, I'm the leader of this Knockouts division, and then Velvet Sky was like, oh, you're the leader? Okay. Like, but sounded like, oh, okay, sure. But she had like humor, like she's never good in that capacity to me.
She's never good.
She's never good. Do you know she's dating Bubba Ray?
Yes, I did know that, actually.
Yeah. The like most trashy couple.
There was rumors that she was going to come to WWE because they were there. I'm like, no way.
No way.
WWE is not getting involved with that mess.
No. But she had like a good moment, and I was like, all right, Velvet Sky, I see you.
Good for you.
But so basically all of the knockouts were in the ring. Pope said something gross like, oh, this is my wet dream or whatever. He may have not said wet dream. I may be exaggerating. He may have just been like, this is a dream I've had. In a creepy Pope way, because Pope is a garbage human. Pope's back in commentary, so like,
great.
Sad. Bobby Lashley didn't murder him, which is upsetting.
That is upsetting.
But anyways, all the knockouts are in their wing, and they're like, I'm the leader. No, I'm the leader. They're champ's the leader, but I'm Maria. I'm the first lady of wrestling. I'm the leader. I'm Gail Kim. I'm the leader. I'm Madison Rayne. I'm the leader. And Billy Corgan comes out in the most ill-fitting suit.
He owns a suit?
Yeah, it does not fit. He's like, look, everyone likes to talk, but next week we are going to have a ladder match, and whoever like grabs the title at the top, that person's the leader, and they can make the matches, and they will be the leader of the knockouts.
Cool.
So cool that we're gonna getting like women's ladder match with all of the knockouts, because there is two Beautiful People, 2 Dollhouse, Jade, Maria, Gail. There's 7 of them.
Okay.
So there's 7 knockouts, which is not a lot, but that'll be an awesome
that'll be good
ladder match.
Cool.
And Maria like looked kind of like, oh, I got some magic up my sleeve or whatever. She didn't look like, oh no, you know, like when a heel it backfires and they're like, oh no, what did I do? She was kind of like, all right, I got this. So that makes me curious. I'm really curious to see that.
Cool.
And then Madison Rayne and Jade fought. It was a good fight. Jade retained.
Yeah.
They were the 2 number 1 contenders, and so like that's why they fought.
That makes sense.
It was like a fine match, but whatever. I just think that's a cool conceit. Like, okay, fight to be the leader.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The X Division, there was a match between Trevor Lee and DJZ. It was a really good match, but I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that. DJZ won with a roll-up, but it was not for the title, so maybe there's a Trevor Lee DJZ feud on the horizon.
That's what it sounds like, yeah.
Whatevs.
Whatever.
EC3 fought Mike Bennett in an awesome match. It was so good. So what happened was Mike Bennett kept basically almost getting pinned, and Maria kept distracting the ref to the point where EC3 got so upset that he brought out a chair and like started to hit him, and he got disqualified. So Mike Bennett won in a DQ. Got it. Which works for 3 things. It makes Mike Bennett and Maria look more like heels. EC3 is still unpinned, unsubmitted, whatever. And it furthers this feud along, which all 3 great things.
All great things.
It was super fun.
Awesome, cool.
It was really good. Al Snow had this really weird promo where he came out to the ring. He was like, I need to apologize for attacking Grado. Like, I just was doing the things that the old wrestlers used to do. We used to, like, I got picked on when I was a new wrestler. I need to learn my place, whatever. And that's not the way that things are anymore, and this, that, and the other thing. And then he was like, I'm going to pay for Grado's medical bills. And Shira came out and was like, hey, are you cool? Are we cool? And then, of course, Al Snow turned on him. So he gives this, like, really impassioned, heartfelt speech where he's like, I want wrestling to be different and to be inclusive and all this stuff. Fuck you. I'm going to beat you guys up. It was so weird. So now there's a Shira, Grado, Al Snow feud. Okay. So whatevs. Okay. We already talked about the main event, but the main event did end with Matt Hardy and Tyrus. They won, and they were like exiting, and Jeff Hardy and Drew Galloway were standing in the ring like, oh man, we lost, whatever shall we do? And then Lashley came out and beat the shit out of both of them and then held the title up. So that was cool. I like this scary Lashley.
Yeah.
I like scary Lashley a lot.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It was a good show. Like, all of that sounds good.
It does all sound good.
Like, even though, like, the DJZ Trevor Lee match, like, I'm not emotionally invested in it, those are two really good wrestlers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, it was just, I don't know, I just don't want to watch a Nazi TV show. And, like, I know watching wrestling is problematic in many ways. Like, WWE is a terrible company, they're a Republican company, they don't give their employees health insurance, so it's like, at what point do you draw the line? But, like, I don't know.
I think Nazis might be the line for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
We will see. NXT? Man, I feel like this week was just a week of shows in any promotion I watched that were just like jam-packed.
Yeah, I agree.
Because NXT was totally jam-packed, but like in a good way.
Mm-hmm. Full disclosure, I watched this while I did my taxes last night, so it's fresh but also kind of hazy. So
you did your taxes at the last minute, girl.
Oh yeah, I submitted my taxes at 11:07. So
Nailed it.
I nailed it. I knew I was getting a return for my federal taxes, but I did owe money to Illinois, so I'm glad I got it done when I did.
Yeah.
So that worked out well. But yeah, so I watched it, but it's kind of like I watched it and also was doing my taxes.
So Austin Aries fought Angelo Dawkins, and Angelo Dawkins, otherwise known as the terrible headband guy.
What?
The like kind of big black dude who wears those headbands, and every time he starts the fight, the headbands completely fall off. And he like thinks that he's really charismatic, but he's actually just really annoying.
He's the one that does the mix,
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
that guy.
I don't care for him.
Don't like him either.
He's not a bad wrestler. I just don't like that character at
He
all.
is the headband guy to me. The
Okay.
like headbands. You don't have any here. Don't need any headbands. Also, the moment you do one move, they both come off.
Yeah, true.
Austin Aries was beautiful and wonderful as ever.
As always.
I love Tom Phillips and Corey Graves together.
Yeah, they're a really good team.
They're really good.
It was weird when they like first were starting to get used to each other again on the commentary side. Like I missed Byron Saxton. Like I miss him, and I also miss Rich Brennan. Is that his last name?
Yeah.
He's good, and like he's moved on to do other stuff, but Tom Phillips actually is pretty good.
I think he's really funny. He, this is a little thing that I wrote down. Tom Phillips, why is he wearing two headbands? Corey Graves, because he can. So can I, but I don't. I was like, Tom Phillips, nailing it. I can also do that. It's dumb. I don't do that.
That's true. It does look super weird.
It was like a fine match. I love Austin Aries. It showed him off well. I just don't like Angelo Dawkins, so I was like pulled out of it, but also like at least Double A looks well. They call them Double A a bunch.
Gross.
Whatever, they can call him Double A.
Whatever. He's there. Double A's a good dirtbag name, I guess.
Yeah, he's my sexy dirtbag. Samoa's Shiner is a baby next to Becky's Shiner. He had like a little black eye. Becky had like a massive black eye.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, don't even show your face on TV if you're going to show up with that little bitch black eye.
I didn't even notice that he had a black eye.
Yeah. It was from the like, fight, the like tiny little like cut. Like he looked like I kind of got hurt. Becky looked like a train ran her over.
Yeah, she looked like a badass.
Becky's baller. I'm just saying, like, Becky's baller and Samoa, like, whatever, bro.
Get it together, bro.
Get it together, bro.
Ugh.
Bro. I made you listen to the part where Mojo Raleigh sounds like Scooby-Doo.
You did make me listen to that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
He does sound like Scooby-Doo. Tessa Blanchard, we already talked about
Oh,
her.
yeah, that's right.
Versus Alexa. I
was
loved
good.
this match.
It was a really
I liked
good match.
seeing Tessa Blanchard. I've never seen her before. I thought she was a great worker. I liked her, like, talking. I fucking love little heel Alexa. I love that she's
so good.
so tiny and
I
so
know.
angry.
Yeah.
And, like, it was just, it had a nice back and forth. I really like angry Alexa. I don't know.
It was
I also
nice-
liked her coming out without the voice.
I was literally just going to say that. I like that they're having them be separated a little more, too. Like, they can be a faction and still have things apart from each other.
Yeah.
Which I think is good.
I think I wrote, yes, weird, but I like it. I even wrote the yeah, weird, but I like it.
Oh, all right.
I just loved it. I loved Alexa.
Yeah.
And I liked seeing Tessa. I don't know if she's just going to be like a blue pants type thing where they hire her as just
I mean,
like
she's a legacy, so...
Yeah, I feel
but-
like they could do a lot with her. So I'll be interested to see if she like becomes like an actual member or if she's just there to like show off their like homegrown talent.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But she looked great too.
Yeah.
When the Vaudevillains came out, there was a moment where Aiden English like was not in the right spotlight, and like as a theater kid, I was just like, "Come on, Aiden, find your light.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be like the theater guy. Find your light."
Right? Come on.
I just had a moment that was like, oh, "I'm so disappointed in you. Find your light, Aiden."
Terrible.
So the Vaudevillains fought Tommaso Ciampa.
Yep. Tommaso.
Tommaso and Johnny Gargano, which
Yep.
we haven't seen them as a tag team in a while on NXT TV.
Yeah,
so
that's
it was nice to
the
see.
tag
And
tournament, I think.
they went over, which
Yeah.
was like a little surprising, but I guess not totally because the Vaudevillains just moved up.
Yeah, they're gone now, so
And-
it makes sense that they would use them to establish.
It was a really good match, though.
Yeah, I like those guys a lot. I like that they can still go wrestle on the independents, and so I like that they, like, I know that they're probably never going to have titles in NXT, but,
Right.
like, I like that they're there, and they're
Right.
really good, and they
And
always
they
put on
s-
good matches.
They seem to be booking them in a way that allows them to still look tough and be like,
Yeah.
you know, a viable threat without giving them enough status to put the guys over like American Alpha or something like that.
Right.
Like, you know, if American Alpha wrestled them and they were totally a squash team, it'd be like, ugh, whatever. But if Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano win enough times, even if it's against lower people,
Right.
not that the Vaudevillains are lower, like that was actually kind of a big win for them.
Yeah, because the Vaudevillains are former tag team champions.
Right.
So, yeah.
It was just like a smart booking, I
Yeah,
thought. And
I
it was
agree.
a really good match.
Yeah, it
I
was
loved
really good.
watching it. I liked how aggressive Ciampa has been and was in this match.
Psycho Killer.
Psycho Killer. And Johnny Gargano was like, did some really great technical stuff. And I like the cohesion and characters of the Vaudevillains. And I think that's been working really well in their favor on the main roster as well. The like, even though some of the crowd is maybe not over for them or doesn't get it, like their total like understanding of their characters and understanding of their tag team and how they work together, I think is really working in their favor.
Yeah, it's really solid. Like, you can't say that they're bad because
No,
they're
you
not.
can't.
They're both very good wrestlers, and like, I think that you're right. They're tapped into their gimmick in a way that like,
And they didn't get fucked with.
yeah, true.
Like their gimmick. They have the same entrance, they have everything. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
They didn't get ascensioned.
yeah, you're right.
So, and neither did Enzo and Cass, which I think is a huge thing that people are like
Yeah,
overlooking. Like, part of the reason I think both of them are doing well, obviously one more than the other, but like any type of capacity, not only booking that they're going over, but that they didn't get fucked with.
That's true. I hadn't even thought about that. That's a really good point.
I make lots of good points.
You do. That's true.
We're talking about Raw now when we should be talking about NXT.
Anyway.
With the tag division, continuing in that line of thought, American Alpha had a weird, like, we did it. We're so proud of ourselves.
Look at this
moment.
stadium that we
Ha.
conquered this in.
Elvis was here. Now us. And then Enzo and Cass had a nice moment of like, yeah, you boys did it. Let's have a friendly little competition. Which was great. Like, I'm sure American Alpha will go over because, like, we just talked about Enzo and Cass are on the main roster. But I think that will be a really fun fight. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
sometimes, like, face-to-face fights are boring. But, like, I feel like this one will be fun.
Right. I feel like a lot of times when you do face-to-face, people don't know who to cheer for, but if people cheer for everyone, then it's both these guys or all these guys.
Yeah, and it's
Like,
not for the championship. It's just, like, a fun match.
Right, yeah.
So I think I'm looking forward to that a lot.
Yeah, me too. That'll be really good. And then we had Bailey against Liv.
Her first appearance.
Oh, yeah,
like,
since her loss. That's
since
right.
losing. Not that that means that much because there was only like one match last
Yeah.
week. But still, her first appearance since the loss,
Right.
she still was Bailey, all happy and crazy. I liked her gear with the American Dream stuff on it.
Yeah, I do too.
She's fighting Liv Morgan. I don't get Liv Morgan.
I don't
I feel like
understand what
she's
her
like
gimmick is.
a low rent Carmella.
Kinda, yeah.
It just-
her pants were really cool, but like I just don't understand what her character is at all yet.
It's her, like, it's honestly like, you know, it's Enzo and Cass and Carmella are like our characters are our identity as Staten Islanders or whatever, and
Right.
they've built off of that. But I feel like she's kind of doing the same thing with Jersey 201 into house. I think that's a zip code. I don't know actually. I don't know, and it also feels just like really. You could say this about Cass in many ways too, so like I get it, but it just feels like really appropriate-y. Like, I'm just gonna be like this white hip hop girl.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like a mess.
Yeah.
And her in-ring ability is fine. It's not good. It's very, very green, and it's very basic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, there's just like nothing to be excited about. Like,
She-
I'm excited to see other women, but I would rather see like Billie Kay or Peyton Royce.
Yeah, where the fuck have they been?
Where the fuck?
Weird. Like, she moves okay. Like, I don't think that she's great, but I don't think that she's, like, tragic or anything.
Right, no,
so,
no. She's just really green.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was nice to see her again. I'll
Keep an open mind.
keep an open mind, and I'll enjoy watching her get better.
Agreed. I just hope that her gimmick becomes less like annoying. I almost said offensive. Not offensive in like I'm offended because of the cultural statement you're making. Offensive because like, ugh, is that all you can come up with? I'm offended by your lack of creativity.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
But it was great to see Bailey, and I liked the little speech she gave afterwards. So, like, I'm,
She's Bailey.
She's Bailey doing her babyface thing.
She'll always be the best babyface ever.
She'll always be babyface. We didn't talk about the Ty Dillinger spot with Alex in the dressing room and how funny that was. Just Ty Dillinger looking in the mirror, like, I'm a 10, I'm a 10.
Oh, yeah.
Alex comes back and is like, hey, so you're fighting Shinsuke Nakamura. And he was like, yeah, I mean, Nakamura's a big deal, but I'm a 10. And then, he gives a promo and he just leaves and then comes back and just tucks a little 3 into Alex's lapel. Like, you're a 3. Just so you know.
I did not see that.
You didn't see that? You were looking down at your taxes? They have like a nice normal like back and forth like, oh, Shinsuke's got to prove himself at NXT. I'm the perfect 10, whatever. The best part though is because Dillinger walks away, then pops back into screen and just tucks a number 3 into Alex's like lapel. Like, just so you know, you're a 3.
I like him more and more every single
Me too.
time I see him.
Like, I feel like for a while we were like, we do not get this.
Yeah.
He is and I feel this way about the match. The match was a really good, it was like the perfect follow-up match to like the Sammy match. Because like there's no way in hell you're going to top it. Don't even fucking try. Right. So having like a match where Shinsuke and Ty Dillinger looked really good, but it was kind of silly and there was like some brevity to it. Like there were some hard hits and some good moves, but like it was a good follow-up match because there was like it was so low stakes, but it was against a character that the audience really likes. Right. Mm-hmm. Who's really over, who's a staple. Shinsuke got to do his thing. Ty got to do his thing. It was funny that the crowd started chanting, "He's 11." Yes. And then I love that Corey Graves was like, crowd trying to chant 11, failing miserably. Yes. Which is fun. It was just like it was a fun match, but like a good match at the same time.
Tom Phillips also said at one point, how do you say, come at me, bro, I'm gonna punch you in the face? And Graves' reply was, Nakamura.
Yeah, Nakamura.
Yep. So, yeah, I would agree. Tom Phillips, pretty good. Pretty solid.
Tom Phillips has got, like, a quick he's quick. Like, he looks like a dumb, like,
I feel like Corey Graves is, like, bringing out the best of him.
Agreed. I like them as a duo. I hope they stay like this for a while. Yeah. It was a fun match.
Yeah. And it's, I love Shinsuke. What can I say? He's the best.
Yeah, but they had a great rapport in the ring.
And that's, I think, good, too. And I also think that it's good for Ty Dillinger to have had this as, like, a showcase for him coming back from his injury. And, like, people didn't get it at first. And he hasn't really had a feud with anyone. He sort of had a thing with Samson for, like, a hot second. But then he got injured. So I feel like this was a good way to bring him back and, like, put him back in the spotlight, too.
He walks the fine line of, like, silly and funny and, like, a badass wrestler.
Yeah.
I like it.
The more silly he is, the more I like him.
Right. But, like, not in a silly, this is a strict comedy match type of way. Not in, like, a Grado way. In, like,
in, like, a Colt Cabana way.
Well, not even... Colt Cabana is way more, like, comedy. I would say... Yeah. I would say more in, like a... Not to this extent at all, but, like, in, like, a New Day way. Like, the wrestling is still, like, wrestling. And But they'll have moments where they're being silly and stuff, and they'll cut silly promos, but the wrestling is still, like... More quote unquote serious wrestling. Yeah. Not that what Colt Cabana does is not wrestling. That's not what I'm saying. But Colt Cabana will do. Like,
no, I know what you mean.
Much sillier. Like this is comedy for comedy.
Yeah, the comedy like spills into the match in like the way that they do bumps and rolls and stuff.
Right.
Like, he'll like run in a circle and like that comedy translates to inside of the match. And Ty Dillinger doesn't do that as much. Sometimes a little bit, but not nearly.
I just like the balance. I think he has a really good balance.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It was a fun show. Jam packed.
Yep.
Jam packed. Oh. No sign of Finn, so I don't know what's going on there.
Finn was there.
I thought he wasn't there.
He gave a promo, didn't he?
I'm
100% positive that I saw Finn Balor. I think that might have been the only thing.
Okay, then he gave a promo that was like, I'm Finn, I won, I'll fight other people.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much how it went.
I feel like that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm Finn. I'm here. I'm your champ. I'm gonna fight some people.
Wink.
Come at me, bro.
Nakamura.
I did not watch SmackDown, not because I didn't want to, but because my stupid DVR didn't record it. Because I heard it was really good.
Yeah, I heard it was really good this week too.
Zack Ryder, Baron Corbin fight, which he lost. But I know that Zack Ryder and Miz had like, because I watched this part, because I could watch it on my lunch break. I watched like the Miz TV, where Zack Ryder was like, gross, you guys are gross, stop making out. What Maurice and Miz are doing right now is the worst and the best.
I love it.
I'm so uncomfortable watching it, but like in the way that I'm supposed to be uncomfortable watching it.
They nail it. Like everything that they're doing, I like. Michael doesn't like Maurice. He's like, she's so bad. I'm like, but that's the point. Like, that's the whole point. Is that she's like obnoxious and they're horrible. They're horrible people.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do want to watch SmackDown, so I think I might watch it on my lunch break tomorrow. But I heard it was good. I do like watching SmackDown. I'm upset that my DVR fucked me. Come on, DVR, get your shit together. So this opened with Dean doing his Ambrose Asylum and making the worst jokes in the world. I'm sure you loved it.
I loved it. In
my head, I was like, I hate this. I bet Aaron loves this.
I loved it.
This is the Dean that I hate.
I love it. He's so charming. He's so weird. It's
I
so
wrote that joke myself.
Yeah. It was adorable. Dreamy Dean.
Sometimes his corny jokes work, like hey guys, watch the plant. Like that worked, but like him
I thought that didn't work as well as the I wrote it myself joke.
No, the I wrote it myself joke was the worst. It was the worst. You know what was the best? Chris Jericho calling everyone idiots.
Oh my god, he's a stupid idiot!
You stupid idiots! I love him using like playground insults.
Yes, me too.
If like an adult wearing a scarf using playground insults, seriously, is the best. It's so funny.
I had not thought about it in those terms, but you're totally right. That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. You're stupid. Ugh, you hate this. You're stupid
man.
idiot. It's so perfect. Zayn vs. Jericho was on SmackDown, I guess. I don't know who went over in that, but Zayn vs. Jericho was also the first match on Raw.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good match.
Yeah.
Jericho went over, which you pointed out made sense because Jericho went over on Zayn, and then Dean went over on Kevin Owens, so that in the Kevin Owens and Sammy feud, they were on the same footing, whereas Dean and Jericho were on the same footing, too.
Right, exactly.
Which that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Was Jericho chewing gum?
Probably.
He spit something out of his mouth.
It probably
It was like
gum.
a big white... Was he just chewing gum?
I mean, he would not be the only person on the show that night who was chewing gum.
Yeah, but Cesaro had a reason to chew gum. He
Yeah.
had to say a line.
That's true.
Jericho was just wrestling with gum because Jericho doesn't give a fuck, I guess.
I guess not.
He's like, I don't care. I'm Jericho. I do what I want.
I love this Jericho. He's my favorite.
I do. I love this Jericho, too. Like, 2 months ago, I was like, ugh, Jericho, come on, I'm over it. But,
Yeah.
like, I love this.
He's such a good heel.
Yeah. And he's still really good in the ring. Like,
Yeah.
I understand why people don't like him, but I also, like, totally get it.
Yeah, I get it too.
And I genuinely like this Jericho.
Yeah, I agree.
Which, I mean, we've talked about before, like, I think part of the reason this character works and a lot of Jericho's characters, like, his arrogance works is because that's who he is.
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
like, makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because you're like, I don't really like Jericho, but I like his character.
Right, exactly.
Which makes sense.
Yep.
I love that they found a way to put Mark Renall on Raw.
Me too. I was so
like,
excited to see him.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, I think that excellent step. He was there for like a hot second, and then it was like, "Bye guys." Just,
Well,
like,
he did
took
a couple
off.
backstage things.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
He had a couple. We got Enzo and Cass versus the Deadlies.
Yeah.
For the for nothing.
For the tag team, it was the second round in the tag team tournament.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, they did that, and then
Was it? Great.
The Vaudevillains fought
The Usos.
right, and
Yeah.
and they went over.
Right. They both went over. So it's going to
Yeah.
be Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains at Payback, which is awesome.
Yeah, 2 NXT teams, and they're bringing back a rivalry that they had for a super long time on NXT. Like that, I think this is kind of what you're saying about them not fucking with these characters. Like that's awesome and like a huge step that they're doing this. I thought for sure the Usos were gonna beat the Vaudevillains, so I was like shocked that it wound up being
It was
these
great.
two. Yeah.
Enzo cut some hilarious promos. We
Yes.
were talking about the like 8-cup line. At first I was like, oh, where is this going? And then I was like, oh, that worked. That joke worked.
Yeah, it totally
Whether you
worked.
like him or not, we're here to stay.
Yeah, it just totally worked. And like I like too that there was at the time I was like, oh god, I feel so uncomfortable because he said it like 2 or 3 times. I'm an A cup. And then once everyone was like, what the fuck is going on? He was like, here is the punchline to this, and we are bad as hell. And I was like, you're gonna be the biggest star in WWE. Like,
Except for that he doesn't know what a riddle is.
it was a fucking limerick.
It was a limerick.
Come on.
In order to make it a limerick, he also rhymed the diddle part. Hey, diddle diddle, I got a riddle, which is kind of part of the limerick because it was all rhyming.
Yeah. I mean,
Whatever, who cares?
as a whole, it worked very well, but like, I'm not.
Just push your glass up. That's not a riddle.
Not technically a riddle.
I like the way that the match went too. Like, I liked that the Dudleys were in control for a while, and they were like, "Where are the Dudleys?" Because it made it, instead of it being just like a squash job, it was just like, "Oh no, we beat the Dudleys."
Yeah, absolutely. And like they had a really good match, and neither of the Dudleys hurt either of them, which is like a miracle
And
from
nobody
God.
went through any tables, which I'm kind of fine with.
Yeah,
right now.
I'm cool with that too. I didn't even think about that.
Cool with that.
Good. Let's back off the tables for a minute.
Not soft. I totally forgot that they were going to be in England, too. I was like, oh, shit.
Oh,
We're in
yeah.
England.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Roman Reigns gets worse and worse.
I just don't understand. Like, he cut like a fucking straight up heel promo, which I enjoyed, and then they're like, nah, JK.
This promo was so... His back and forth with AJ was so bad. And AJ didn't do good either, because AJ was told to put Roman over.
Yeah.
It was so... From both of them, it was stunted and weird and awful. Mm-hmm. It was so bad. I don't know if you've heard this before, but in case you haven't, I'm not a good guy. Like,
Yeah.
if you have to start with, like, I'm gonna say the thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wrote, let's play a game. How many catchphrases can Roman Reigns use, and how many times can AJ say phenomenal? This is the game I'm playing right now.
Oh, God.
Roman Reigns said all of his one versus all, that I'm not a bad guy. Every single one of his goddamn catchphrases.
Yeah. And, like, part of me likes it in that it's so horrible. And if it was... I don't know. I can't tell what the line is. Is it on purpose? Is it just the way that they're writing for him? Like, that line has started to become more blurry, and I kind of like that. I like that I'm like, okay, I think some of this is actually you, but some of this is that I'm just so annoyed with this.
Right.
So, I'm keeping an open mind about it. I don't hate him as much as I did, and they're not editing out the boos as much as they did either. I feel like they're finally starting to, like...
Just let it be a thing.
Yeah, that this is, like, a thing, and that you can hate him, and, like, if this is a slow burn to a full heel turn, I'm into that, too. So, I don't know. I feel like Chicago, I don't know, we say this every single time, like, they've gotta turn him heel at the next pay-per-view, and it just never
I don't
happens.
think they are going to, because I think something's going to happen with the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be AJ versus Roman at Payback, and the Bullet Club came out and, like, punched the Bullet Club. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson came out and blindsided Roman Reigns, and then AJ looked very confused, like, hey, I didn't tell you to do that.
Yeah.
But then it looked like they were in collusion. I don't know what's happening. I think regardless, something's going to happen with them.
Yeah.
So... whether they get involved and then AJ turns on them, or...
Yeah, I don't know.
It's gonna be something.
It's gotta be something, because God knows they're never gonna turn Roman heel ever. I didn't have my notes, so I just thought about this. There was, Bubba Ray did something in their match that I thought was really cool. When he had Enzo in the corner and he was stomping on him, he kept yelling Skywalker, because that's Enzo's nickname, but it's super smart, like, business thinking, because if he calls him that over and over while he's beating him up, it, like, cements that as his nickname. And I can guarantee in, like, a month they're gonna have that on a t-shirt for him, because it's now people recognize it, and Bubba will continue to do it to him, and other people are encouraged to do it now. I just thought it was a really interesting look in the way that older wrestlers get younger talent over.
Yeah,
and, like, I really
fair.
liked that.
I remember him saying that a bunch.
Yep. He also, like, was, like, yelling their catch. They both, Devon and Bubba.
How you doing?
Yeah, were, like, making sure to...
You can't teach that. And then in my head I was like, don't you guys run a school?
Yeah.
I was like, I know why you said it, but in my head I was like, but you guys teach that.
Yeah, that's true. They do that.
You guys run a school.
But I thought
or at least one of them runs a school.
Yeah.
Devon.
Devon.
I agree.
Yeah, so I just wanted to... I was so bored talking about Roman that it made me think about it, so...
I wrote, Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler, couldn't care less, nice to see Fandango.
Yeah, it was nice to see Fandango. I was
That's
really
all I
surprised.
felt. I was
he was
like-
getting real into the Fandango dance when it came
He's
out.
like, I got nothing else to live for. I'm gonna
Right.
gyrate my crotch on Raw.
It's like, I'm on main event, everybody!
Woo! Main event! I just don't care. I just don't give a fuck. I feel like I'm so over Dolph. I liked him a lot. I know that you hate him as like a human
It's
now.
like a human being, yeah.
But I'm like over him as a wrestler too. I'm just like, I get it. I don't care anymore. I don't care about
either.
Dolph. I invested too much energy into that person or that wrestler. I obviously despise Baron Corbin. I don't despise him anymore. I'm just like, ugh, you're there, fine, whatever.
Yeah. See, you're where I was like 2 weeks ago.
This is where I'm gonna stay though.
Okay, that's fair.
This is where
Do
I
you hate
live
him
now.
because you like hate him, like you hate Ryback, or do you?
I hate no one like I hate Ryback.
Well, okay,
That's not a
true.
fair comparison.
Okay.
That's nice to not see Ryback.
Yeah, that's true.
I did have that thought. I was
He-
like, not here?
He
Great.
gave an interview where he was like, I don't think I should have been on the pre-card. I've been unhappy with the last 3 WrestleManias. Like, all right, bro, bye.
I bet.
I don't give a shit. So, yeah, it's been nice to not see him. Oh, so nice.
And, another, was it Miss TV? Yeah, it was Miss TV. Or did the Miz just come out and talk?
Yeah, no, it was Miss TV. He did
Yeah.
that fucking Liam Neeson.
Oh, yeah.
monologue.
Well, Miz,
That was
Maurice,
really funny.
Maurice introduced him, and then he came out, and they had their, like, back and forth, just them. And then Cesaro came out and was like, oh, I'm Cesaro. Come on. And then Miz fucking... Well, they made out first in the ring. This was a shorter make out than the SmackDown one. Which
That's
was
good.
Like, that was long. That was a lot. I was like, whoa, this is a lot. You guys are going for it. I am uncomfortable. In, like, a good way. Like, I like this, but, like, I don't. Stop kissing. But on Raw, Cesaro came out, and then Miz mystified Taken, which Taken is hands down the most terrifying movie in the world to me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It's the scariest movie ever made.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, what? Oh, you have a particular set of skills. I get it. He messed it up a bunch of times, too, which was really funny.
It was really funny, and it worked. Like,
yeah,
it
worked
super
Him
well.
doing extra takes.
Yeah.
I loved all of Cesaro's, like, back and forth. I think I just wrote 100. Like,
Yeah.
next to it. I just was like, that's 100. This is 100. The segment is 100.
Ugh,
I'm
so
100% on board with this segment.
Yep. Cesaro was great. He
Also,
had-
I really liked the 4-on-4.
yeah, it was really good.
It was, like, a good use, because, like, you can't go overseas and not use New Day, but, like,
Yeah.
they're not a part of the tag thing kind of right now, because they're sponsoring. I love that he ripped off his suit, and he had
He
a
had
booty shirt
on.
It was so
That
good.
was so satisfying.
I feel like everyone got good moments too. I love seeing Xavier wrestle. Like,
Me
I
too.
know that
He's
he's
so
good at
good.
talking and the horn and everything, but I love seeing him wrestle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He also does that. My favorite thing that wrestlers do is when they, like, yell kick things.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe that's because I just grew up, like, watching video games.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I don't give a shit about the League of Nations.
I like them though. I don't give a shit about them, and I don't ever want them to win championships or anything. But I like them as a mid card faction. I think they're
that's true.
being utilized well.
That's true. And we got to see ADR's dick. It's like the moment he walked out, I was like,
I have, like, stopped even, like, I just don't pay attention to what ADR
it's
is around.
literally the first thing that draws
I
my
just
eye.
don't pay attention. I just look away. I just focus on something else.
No, I look at the screen and I'm like, oh, well, there's his dick.
There it is. Ah.
Yeah, that's a thing. Anyway.
That's a thing.
Yeah, it was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. I like when they put weird mashed up tag teams together, but they don't do it all the fucking time.
Yeah, there was a run of, like, 6 months where it was just, like, 6-man, 8-man, and it was like, oh my god, do any other man.
It's everything I
Just
hate
do
about New
one-on-one.
Japan.
But it was nice. I really liked it. I thought it was fun. It was very fun.
And, like, remember when Cesaro lost every match he was in for, like, 9 months, and now he's the fucking man?
I mean, I know that we're not calling it now, but, like, who do you think he's gonna win?
Yes. Yes, I do.
That's fair.
He deserves it.
I agree.
He ate shit for so long.
I agree.
For so long. And he's so good, and everybody loves him. Like,
Well, everybody loves him doesn't necessarily mean anything. Everyone loves Zack Ryder.
that's true.
Though I guess he got a package on SmackDown talking about how he beat cancer and how he never gives up, and he's like,
He beat cancer?
yeah, he had cancer when he was like 13 or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
This is what I think. I did not watch SmackDown. This is what I heard.
Oh, okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
I don't know anything.
All right, well,
But
Legit?
they gave him, like, a video package. So
That's good.
That is good.
yeah.
Zack Ryder for president. I would
Aw.
vote for him.
Yeah.
He would be like, let's party. I don't know.
I will unite everyone with party. His vice president would be Andrew WK, and we would all
He would
live.
just be, and then the secretary of the domestic secretary would be Mojo Rawley.
Oh, for sure.
Natty versus Charlotte.
This was a good match.
No, I'm not talking about the match. I'm talking about the promo
Oh,
and then
sorry.
setting up for
That's right. I'm sorry.
payback and the fact that
Bret
Bret
Hart's-
the Hitman Hart's gonna be there.
Yeah.
I do still wish it was her dad. Like, I know that he's problematic and is like a big weird like
Yeah.
alcoholic, but like it would be cooler if it was her dad.
Yeah, but
But it's the Hitman.
Yeah.
I just hate Bret Hart.
Hitman versus Ric Flair, like,
I know. I just hate Bret Hart.
yeah,
He's so whiny.
he's really whiny. I
The
mean,
whiniest. I mean, I'm glad he like beat cancer and stuff, and like I understand his importance in the
Yeah.
industry, but like Ugh, stop whining.
I watched a documentary about him once because I also kind of felt that way, and I was like, oh man, that's real. Your life is like real sad. He like,
Yeah, it's sad, but like it's also
like he never wanted to be a wrestler.
I know, but he
and
was
that-
like, "Daddy, love me."
Yeah, and his dad was like, do this thing, I need you, you're really good. And he was like, okay. And like putting it in that perspective too of like, I gave my whole life to this thing that I didn't really want to be doing at all.
But
and
I made
then
a
got
ton of
fucked.
money, and I'm very famous.
Yeah, true. That's true.
And I have like a wife who's like 30 years younger than me, so like I think he's doing all right.
All right. But whatever. Maybe he'll neutralize Ric Flair, and then we'll get no more old men.
I would love that.
That would be fantastic.
But I did really like the babyface versus heel
The 4-4.
4-4.
It was very good.
This happened before. Titus is kind of back. They were like, win a vacation with Titus's family.
Yeah, and then
I
they
was like,
also
is this
did
how
that.
we're bringing Titus back?
And they also did that like stop that be the one to finish it, quit smoking promo between him and Natty. They played that too.
I didn't. I watched it on my computer.
Oh, okay.
On my lunch break. So
Yeah, he had a really weird
so Titus
spot.
is there, kind of.
Kinda, yeah. Seems like he'll be coming back soon.
Yeah, I love the 4-way. I thought it was really good. I thought it was
Yeah, I did
technically
too.
really good. Naomi looked good. Like she had some new moves for her, and like it was clean, and she looked good. And I
Yeah.
like her Harley Quinn hair.
I was just gonna say that. I love her Harley Quinn hair. It looks so good.
Summer Rae's a great heel.
Yeah, she is. I don't know why they would ever try and make her babyface. Like, she just is such a good, like, mean girl.
She is. That's like her whole thing.
Yeah.
I just thought it was fun. Like I got to see, if you're only gonna do one women's match, it was a great match, and everyone looked good, and like you got all the spots that you wanted. I liked that that the baby faces are all kind of united behind Natty. They're not like, no, I should be that person right now. Like it's just like, no, this is Natty's moment, and we're all here for Natty.
Right, exactly.
Because Natty looked great. Mm-hmm. She got Charlotte to tap 1.5 times, twice technically, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Which is great. Like I don't think they'll give her the belt. I would kind of love if they gave her the belt.
I would kind of love if they gave her the belt too, but I feel like we're on track for Charlotte versus Sasha at SummerSlam, and that's what we're moving towards.
But I feel like
And I think Sasha's gonna win at SummerSlam.
I just don't care about Charlotte versus Sasha. I don't know. I feel like maybe cynically, I'm like, well, I've seen that. Why do we just have to? I don't want to recreate a moment. I want a different moment. Like, let's build new, unique storylines. Like, yes, I know that Charlotte and Sasha can put on a good match. I feel very, very confident that most of the women one-on-one right now can put on a really good match if you let them.
Yeah.
I want unique, new storylines. I want Sasha Banks to be the champion. Yeah. But she's, 23? Like, she just got there. Like, whatever. Like, let's let the storylines build how they are.
Well,
I don't know.
I feel like also kind of the trajectory that they're moving in is doing Charlotte versus Sasha, and then having Sasha win the belt, and then bringing Bayley up, and then recreating that rivalry.
But why do we have to recreate everything?
Well, I mean, it can be good sometimes. Like we were saying about Enzo and Cass and the Vaudevillains, like, it is good that, like, NXT is a good show, and a lot of people watch it, but a lot of WWE's main audience does not watch it.
Right.
And so, like, I think that they know that these women can put on good matches together, and so they're allowing them to do that, and, like, it's... I agree. I wish that I could see different pairings of people, but I mean, Becky and Charlotte and Sasha are like the best wrestlers in the division right now, and Natty, and it's, I don't know, what other storylines do they have to put together?
I don't know, but I feel like they could be a little bit more creative instead of just like, I don't know. I feel like it's time for them to, I'm gonna sneeze. Fuck. I really hate sneezing. I feel like it's time for them to, I don't know, not rest on their laurels. Lots is changing. Like, you have this division.
Well, they also mentioned on commentary was great for this match. They were actually called like almost the whole thing, which
commentary is good this whole show.
Yeah, I was like, what happened to you people? Don't change, but I like whatever happened.
Yeah.
But they called out the Becky Emma feud that's going on.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
I think that that's good too, that they're like branching out and talking about secondary storylines as though they have importance. I watched it with I watched Raw last night with Andrew Bailiff, and he was like, "You're gonna get mad at me, but I don't really like the women's sections, like segments of the show, because he's come over and watched Raw with me like a handful of times." And I was like, "What is it that you don't like about it?" And he said that he feels like because they get such lower time on the card that they seem less important, and it's hard to take them serious. And I was like, that's a really good point. That
it is a good point, but like the last couple times they've had like multiple segments and longer things. I feel like that's a fair criticism in a lot of senses, but I also feel like
he also only sees it like once every like month.
I know. I just feel I'm not discounting his opinion. I do just feel like that's like an easy thing to clam onto and be
Well,
like, this
yeah.
is wrong.
Well, I agree, but I also feel like I'm like obsessed with the way that casual viewers watch Raw now because it's such an important part of how Raw is like put together from Vince's end. And so it's interesting to hear that too. Like, oh, I see. Like if you're only a casual viewer and all you're seeing are like they only get 15 minutes.
Yeah, but then that's also a casual viewer only caring about 15 minutes and not being like, wow, that 15 minutes was really
That's
good.
true. That's true. I mean, I'll agree with that. It's just an interesting point. It's
Because you could make the same argument. And I'm just playing devil's advocate here because, like, you know, you can make the same argument and be like, the Intercontinental title doesn't seem very important to me because they only give it X amount of time. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like that's a simplistic way of looking at it, especially right now when, even though I agree that they should have more time and that they should have longer matches and this, that, and the other thing, that what they are doing with the time that they're given is really good. And it just, I don't know. I guess it just bothers me because I feel like that's just being like, they only get this much amount of time so I don't like it, even though some of the wrestling is phenomenal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I agree. I don't think that he's right, but
right. No, sorry.
Yeah.
I just was like,
No, I totally get it. It was weird because, like, it was just me and him and Michael watching it, and Michael immediately looked at me like, oh god, there's about to be a fight right now, and I was like, no, I'm, like, legitimately interested in why it is that you feel this way, because I disagree with you. Yeah. So, it's just interesting to hear it from a casual fan. I haven't talked to my other casual fan friend yet.
Moving on, I thought the vaudevillains looked really strong.
Yes, I agree.
I like the Usos, like, as people, but, like, I just don't care about them.
I don't care about their team either, like,
whatever.
at all.
But the vaudevillains looked really strong.
Yeah, they look good. The crowd did not seem to give a single shit about them, but, like, I like their entrance, but it's terrible. Like, how is the audience supposed to react to that?
I think they're supposed to not like it and boo it. I think, like I said last week, I think their gimmick is so gimmicky that it makes them legitimate heels. In the way that you like all of Dean Ambrose's dumb things that he says.
Yeah.
Like, I think this makes, if a casual viewer is like, look at these dummies and their dumb black and white thing. Ugh, I hate them. Oh, they're really good, but I hate them. Like, I feel like it works. If they were trying to get them over as baby faces, I think it would be it would be a much
way
bigger
harder.
problem. But, like, I think it kind of works.
Okay, that's fair.
Slater versus Cruz.
That happened. It was a good match. I mean,
it was fine. I don't know if I would say it was a good match. It was fine.
Apollo looked good. Apollo always looks good.
He always looks good. And Slater actually got some hits in and stuff. I honestly only like Bo. I just listen to what Bo says and watch what Bo does on the outside. I'm like, all right, if you guys are going to be on my TV, I'm just going to pay attention to the one of you that I like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fair. That's fair.
And then KO versus Ambrose. They work really great together. They put on phenomenal matches.
I mean, I'm sure that they've wrestled a fucking billion times on the indies.
Frog splash off the apron.
Oh, God. His frog splash is so good.
Do you think Sasha's, like, a little fussed?
I would be. I'm fussed for her.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
I did that at WrestleMania. Now you're just making it your thing. I have Eddie Guerrero pants.
But he looks so good doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's very good at it.
Ambrose won.
Yeah, Ambrose won.
I mean, I don't think it's, like, the best time they've ever wrestled or anything, but they put on good, entertaining matches.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like them.
Yeah, they know each other really well. Their styles.
Headlock Master.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Kevin Owens' ring talk is just...
You like that, Michael Cole?
Just the best. It's the best.
It really is.
Man, I love KO.
I got my Kevin Owens shirt. It was like $4 because I got his original NXT one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The duct tape one?
Mm-hmm. And it's also, like, puffy.
Really?
It feels like duct tape. It's weird.
Weird.
It's super weird.
Huh. Well. Okay.
Raw was good.
Yeah, Raw was good.
I think the last couple of Raws have been good. Oh, Shane is in charge of things, I guess. We didn't talk about that. I'm just ignoring it.
Yeah, I know.
I like what, quote-unquote, Shane is doing, so, like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Shane is doing it for the people.
Shane is, like, the real-life embodiment of Triple H in NXT.
Yeah.
Like,
doing it for the people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They kept saying arrived. I was like, is this Raw Arrival? Is this what this is? I think that's what it was. Raw Arrival.
Right.
Everyone has arrived.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Lucha! I'm pretty good at sound effects.
I'm not.
No.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Why do you have notes for this?
I watched this on my lunch break today.
Oh, okay.
I sat in a very comfortable chair somewhere I probably was not supposed to be sitting, but like, it's a chair by itself in a corner next to one of those like you know, those things that they put up to make it look like you're at like a fancy media event and
Yeah.
people take photos against it. We have one of those in my office for some reason. It was in our cafeteria for a really long
It's
time.
called a step and repeat.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because you step, take a photo, and repeat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Step and repeat.
Yeah.
I got knowledge for days.
Yeah, I did not know that. You learn something every day. But so there's like this really nice chair right next to this thing just for no reason. And so I was like, I'm just going to sit here and watch Lucha. And people kept coming out of meetings and I was just like, ah!
It was a really good episode.
It was really good.
I love the opening of Dario and Cage and Taya and Mundo and him being like, look, I'm putting together trios. I'm kind of a genius when it comes to this. Just like, I know you guys hate each other, but like, it'll work. I'm Dario. And then Cage just being like, I'm a machine. We get it. You're a machine.
No, that was later. In the office, Cage was like, how about I fight Johnny Mundo tonight? And Dario Cueto went, no, I like my idea better.
No, it was the same scene.
Oh, was it?
It was the same scene because he was like,
you're right, it wasn't the end of that scene.
No, I like my idea better. You guys gonna be a trio? And they were all like, I guess.
That's right. You're right.
Because I'm a machine. We get it. You're a machine.
Goodbye.
I just wrote Dario sneers are the best.
Yes. I love
And
that
then like Mundo and Taya being like, this guy. And he was like, just win.
Right, like,
Please leave my office.
yeah, get out of here. I love that his nameplate too says, I'm kind of a big deal. It's just
Yeah.
perfect. I love that they show it every single time too. Like, this is who this person is. He's a big deal.
Kind of a big deal. New kill shot is pretty dope.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I mean, like I said before, he's really grown on me, and I liked him before, but like he's a strong wrestler, like a really strong wrestler, and I like that his character has like a more of a definition now.
Yeah, more fully fleshed out
Yeah.
like gimmick.
I will say that Matt Stryker used military terms to describe him like 87 times, and I was like, I get
just
it.
wrote
I get it.
Vampiro and Stryker know zero things about the military.
Yeah, absolutely
They're
nothing.
just making stuff up.
I forgot to, in WrestleCon, Matt Stryker was on
Oh, how was it?
Joey Ryan's team. It was really good. Joey Ryan's team was basically just Lucha Underground people, because obviously.
Yeah.
And Matt Stryker came out as Sinestro with like this really weird outfit. It was like a Lucha Underground shirt and like black tights with gray trunks over it and this mask, and he kept like dancing really weird. And then he just like took his own mask off. And everyone was like, "What the fuck is happening?" And then it was Matt Stryker, and he was like silly and fun the whole time.
What a weirdo.
It was like nice to see Matt Stryker wrestle again too.
Yeah.
Like I haven't seen him wrestle in ages. Like I basically just know him as commentary on Lucha now. So
Right.
that was super fun. So sorry. Call back to
No.
an earlier segment.
They did a really good. They other than not knowing anything about the military, they called the match really well and put Killshot over.
Yeah,
I did
absolutely.
like that when he got kicked in the butt by Argenis. They were like kicked in the bullseye.
Yes, absolutely.
So silly. Oh, holy shit! That new finisher. I was like,
awesome.
that person died.
Awesome.
We watched somebody die.
I just wrote in.
I think they just called it Killshot.
Yeah, I think
it's
they did.
the kill shot.
It's the kill shot. Yeah. I just wrote in all capital letters, Jesus see Christ, that finisher.
I just wrote holy shit that finisher.
Ugh.
Finally,
Yeah, it was
some
good.
Black Lotus.
Okay, I was going to ask you about this earlier. Fever Dream. I don't really remember.
Black Lotus trained with Dragon Azteca.
Right.
Because Black Lotus was like, hey, Dario Cueto and that monster killed my family. I need you to train me to go against them.
Right.
And then he was training her in Dragon Azteca Jr. And then Black Lotus was like, I'm done with this training. I'm going to go get him. Dragon Azteca was like, no, she's not ready. I have to go save her from the temple because she went in there and she got captured.
Right.
And he was like, I'm going to go save her. But Dragon Azteca Jr. was like, you can't. If you go in that temple, you're going to die. Like, that's the prophecy.
That's right. I remember
You're going to
that.
die.
Yeah.
So then Dragon Azteca is like, I gotta save this girl who's like, I've trained. So he goes in and he gets captured too. And then Dario's like, look, Black Lotus, I get it. You think my brother murdered your family, but it wasn't my brother. It was Dragon Azteca. So she killed him. She killed Dragon Azteca.
Okay.
So
I knew
then
that
when
she killed him,
Dragon
but I
Az-
didn't remember the like backstory.
Yeah,
to it.
so when Dragon Azteca, I totally forgot that she trained with him.
Right,
So
yeah.
when he was like, hey, what are you doing here? And she was like, she just lied to him. She was like, hey, I'm working on the inside. I'm like a double agent.
Yeah.
Like, he definitely killed your dad. I don't know. I think it's his dad.
Yeah, because he's
Right.
dead too.
our master or
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
He definitely killed him. I definitely did not kill them.
Yeah.
She
mhm.
killed him.
Yeah, she definitely did.
I like that. I'm interested in this furthering the storyline. Also, just want to see her wrestle.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, we've seen some like her kick ass other places, but
She's never actually been in the ring.
not
now,
in the
right?
ring.
That's
but
bananas.
she's fought in backstage segments.
We're not gonna get her till season 3, right?
I don't know. We'll see. I just love that shit. I mean, I think we'll get like a Dragon Azteca versus Black Lotus like shit is what we'll get.
Yeah.
Which will be dope.
Dope. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah.
New competitor, Daga, who I know nothing about, but
He's-
apparently wrestles in AAA.
Very handsome.
Also good.
He was really good, yeah. That match with Tejano was really good.
I'm glad Tejano won, too.
They used to be partners in
Right.
Mexico, apparently, too. So, like, they wrestled very well. They obviously knew each other and, like, knew each other's style really well. It made Daga look really good, and, like, everybody likes Tejano. I mean, I don't really like Tejano, but, like, everybody kind of loves Tejano. He's the longest reigning mega champion of AAA of all time, or whatever. And...
I think all of that was right.
Yeah, right? I know all of those words were right. I just don't know if they were in the right order. And I also really like that in Lucha, you're not guaranteed to win your first match.
Yep, I love that.
I love it because I feel like there's that expectation that, like, oh, well, of course they're going to win because they have to look
That's
strong
what happened to
coming
PJ
in.
Black.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what happened to Taya, too. Her first match, she lost.
Oh, she got her ass beat.
Yeah, and Sexy Star lost her first match. Like, it seems like that's a pretty regular thing. And I like that. I like the idea that people who have been in the temple longer are better and will beat people who are new. I
Right.
like that a lot.
Yeah, and it's a weird, like, earn your place, but also, like, putting people over. Like, I don't think anybody was like, oh, fuck that guy, that
Yeah.
Daga. Like, people were excited to see him, and,
Right.
like, it made him look good still.
Yes, I agree. I did that in and out drop kick thing. It
Yeah.
was awesome. I'm so into it. Like, obviously, he's a luchador. He's a fucking flyer, and we're gonna get to see him, like, bust ass sometime, so...
Yeah, it was
I'm, like,
cool
excited
that they
about
had history, too,
Yeah, I agree.
and, like, chemistry.
Yes, I agree.
That backstage segment with Katrina and Mill was kind of bananas.
Why is Mill always praying?
Who is he praying to? Who
I don't
Who
know!
could he possibly be praying to?
I don't know! But he's always doing it every time Katrina needs him. That's where he is.
Maybe that's his, like, meditation.
I guess. I don't know.
Maybe he doesn't sleep, so he just, like, prays.
Maybe. That actually makes a lot of sense.
I liked how she was like, they're here to beg your forgiveness.
And then she magicked those motherfuckers out of nowhere. Like,
She's built them. It was awesome.
well, Katrina, you're a badass.
Also, she was just kind of like, I like how she knows how to press his buttons.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, he definitely, I feel like, thinks he's in charge, but she's like, I'm in charge.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Montasa might be worse than that earthquake that killed you. You remember that? Remember that earthquake? That thing that makes you more mad than anything?
Yeah.
Bring that madness.
Mm-hmm. All right.
The best.
Oh, Katrina.
Then we have the trios match. It's Taya, Cage, and Mundo versus Batman, Rey Mysterio, Dragoness Eka, and Puma. All of their gear was sick.
Everybody looked
The
great.
babyface team, their gear was nuts.
Yeah, everybody looked great.
That trios match was stacked on both sides.
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
stacked.
Mm-hmm. I don't love everything about Taya, but she fits so well with Johnny Mundo and in those characters. Like, I'm
and,
into it. And she's a pretty good wrestler.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think she's the best, but I think she's pretty
she's
good.
I don't think she's pretty good. I think she's good. Like,
Alright.
I think she's good. I don't think she's, the best wrestler in the world, but I think she's absolutely
Yeah.
good.
Okay, that's fair.
The dynamic of Taya and Cage is, like, strange to me. Like, I understand they had that huge match, but, like, it never crosses a line for me because I feel like she gives it back as much as he, like...
Yeah, she gives a lot back.
So, like, it never feels like, when somebody slaps a girl on the ass and she's, like, feels victimized because, like, she'll turn around and punch him in the face. Like, I don't know. It's not okay, but, like, at least there's some retaliation for that stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't go unchecked.
Yeah.
So, like, I understand if that relationship or dynamic makes people uncomfortable, and, like, it kind of makes me think about it, but my gut reaction isn't like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he, like, tagged her on the butt, and she was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they ended up fighting anyways, because they can't pay attention.
All the fucking trios teams just fall apart in the ring now. I guess that's what happens when you are fighting in a tag tournament or a trios tournament. All your shit falls
Dario
apart.
Cueto puts all these teams together that hate each other.
That's true. That's how the trios champion team got formed in the first place. So
I know. Well,
it's kind of a genius.
Doesn't always work, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
I love that Cage's finisher is called the Weapon X.
Yeah, it's a cool name.
It's also like a comics cut that I really like.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Wolverine was created in the Weapon X program.
Oh,
There's
that's
an X
right.
on the back. He also has, like, he makes, like, references to being, like, a Wolverine and stuff, or, like, not necessarily in Lucha, but in commentary, and he has, not in commentary, in, like, interviews and stuff. So, like, it's, like, a weird deep cut that I appreciate.
That's cool.
That Azteca DDT that won the match was bananas.
Bananas. You know what else was bananas? Fucking Puma flying through Rey Mysterio's legs, that suicide dive that he did through the ropes.
Oh, yeah.
And then Rey jumped down and Dragon Azteca Jr. did that flip over the ropes, too. their chemistry is unbelievable.
Yeah, the three of them is
they just move
incredible.
so fucking well together. It's so great.
It's everything you want from that, like, that type of team. That final sequence, like, the pinning final sequence between Puma and Azteca, it was just, like, beautiful.
Yeah.
It was just absolutely beautiful.
Ugh, it was great. I thought they used Ray really well, too, in that, like, he got to be featured and highlighted, but it really
It
brought
wasn't
up...
just Ray's moment. It
Right.
was, like, the team.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So good.
So then backstage segment with Montaza and Dario where he's like, you know why I keep you here, right? Like, it's some like, weird abusive stuff.
What do we do with our valuables? We lock them away so no one can steal them. Creepy.
I was like,
that's some shit an
there's gonna
abusive
be-
husband says to his
Yeah.
wife as he locks the door to their bedroom.
He is gonna get turned on, I feel like, and get totally murdered. I just wrote, this is some crazy shit.
I know some crazy shit goes down in the third season.
Don't?
No, I
Say
don't.
goddamn thing.
I don't know anything other than some crazy shit happened, and I like muted everything on Twitter. I was like, I don't want any of this spoiled, but apparently some crazy ass
I don't
shit
want
went down.
no spoilers.
So I don't know.
No
it could be
spoilers.
literally anything.
That's true.
But that now you saying that kind of like makes me think like, oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he does get murdered later.
Maybe.
Ugh, man, I can understand why they make them sign non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah, because, like, the fun of Lucha is literally not knowing what's going on. And yeah, you can spoil it, but, like, fuck that. Why would you want to? The
Yeah.
fun of it is to not know.
Absolutely agree.
I love it. Well, that's our podcast. Hillary won New York.
Yeah.
That's what happened while we were recording. Also, if you feel the burn, that's legit, but, like, we're Hellcats. Through and through. Yeah.
I had a mixed vote. I like Bernie.
I like Bernie, too.
I don't give a fuck who the nominee is. I'm gonna vote for the Democratic one.
Oh, you don't want to vote for Ted Cruz, or...
No, I don't. I don't want to vote for the Zodiac Killer. I don't want to vote for Donald Trump and his weird baby hands. And I don't want to vote for John Cage because he hates fucking women.
He hates women.
He
and
hates
does,
women.
has a fundamental misunderstanding of what Judaism is. Do you see all of those, like, weird
No.
quotes I hated? No, maybe it was this week's episode of Full Frontal with Samantha Bee. It was just him, Kasich, saying the, like, weirdest, most, like, wrong things about Judaism surrounded by Hasidic Jews. It was really uncomfortable.
Oh my god, no. Why can't this election be over?
I really, really like Bernie Sanders, but I don't know, I'm a Hillary supporter, everyone knows.
I also like that Hillary raises money and helps people on lower parts of the ticket, and Bernie's been really heavily criticized for not doing that. And, I mean, it's bad politics to not do that. Like, I understand that his whole thing is that we have to get money out of everything, basically, but, like, that's how you get laws passed, and that's how you get bills actually accomplished, is by helping bring candidates up, and you need money, and you need fundraising for that. Very complicated. All of it's fucking complicated. I don't give a fuck as long as we don't have a Republican president. I don't give a single shit who it is.
Like, I like both of the Democratic nominees, but,
Yeah.
like, you know, my preference is Hillary.
Yeah.
My absolute preference is anybody but a Republican.
Yeah, that's true.
Zach Ryder for president!
Yeah, what?
As always, you can find us on the internet. I'm at Stella_Cheeps. Cheeps? I'm at Stella_Cheeps. At Stella_Cheeks.
I'm at Urgency. If you're in Chicago on Friday, you should come see our last night of the Plan 9 show, Convergence.
An epic nerdless cabaret at Uptown Underground, 8 p.m. Tickets are $20. Come see it, because it's a good fucking show.
The last 2 weeks have been great.
Yeah.
have been really, really
been
good.
really fun.
So this hopefully will be our best show, because it's our last one.
Because it's our last one, yeah.
Yeah.
It should be great. Find us on Tumblr at notyourdemographic.tumblr.com,
You can-
which we sometimes update.
Sometimes we update that. You can send us an email at notyourdemo@gmail.com.
And please subscribe and rate and review. We got new ratings, not new reviews, which is fine. If you don't want to leave a review, but you want to go give us a 5-star,
That's fine.
please do it.
We'll take all of your 5 stars.
We'll take every single one of your 5 stars.
All of
All
them.
5 of them.
All 5 of them.
All 5 of them stars.
Thanks, y'all.
Is that it?
Yeah, I guess.
Is that the whole, like, rundown?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we missed anything.
Oh.
All right, well.
Well, all right.
Peace, jabronis.
FABULOUS. FABULOUS, yes. Diamonds on my neck. Yes, I'm fabulous. They keep hating on me, I don't stress. Don't got time for this, 'cause I'm fabulous. Capiche?
We gotta pause because we're both sniffling. We need some tissue.
Yeah.
Get it. Outtake. Erin blowing her nose. Sexy.
So sexy.
So sexy.
Oh, sexy.
Geico presents sharing versus oversharing. Way early this morning, Brad Higdon shared a major spoiler alert from everyone's favorite hit show, sad emojis to express his feelings about the plot twist, and a playlist he made to drown out his sorrows? Dude, oversharing alert. Brad, Geico has something worth sharing with those who haven't befriended you. Like how you could save hundreds on your car insurance at geico.com. So stop moping about the post-apocalyptic world and start saving in the real world. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.